Hello, this is the third installment of the BEDWARS mobile tips and tricks videos, and today we're going to be talking about bow spamming. So in the last video, we talked about how to how to aim, alright, really? But in this video, we're going to be talking about bow spamming. Something that can save you from basically any fight, alright? The one thing, you have to be very good at tapping a button, right? And you have to have pretty good aim, not gonna lie, if you want to bow spam. But basically, we're gonna be talking about what weapon is the best for bow spamming and how to bow spam. So let's go over how to bow spam first. The best way to bow spam is probably to use the bow icon, like the button, because you can just click it really fastly and easily when you're in a fight, right? You can just click it and it'll be much easier than physically using the technique where you have to click on the screen itself. So I would recommend using that button, right? Next, let's talk about the best weapon to use for bow spamming. I will tell you, I think honestly the best weapon is the bow itself. I know that's kind of weird because the crossbow and archer's crossbow do more damage and have less of an arc, but for bow spamming, honestly, a bow can be your best friend because the reload time is much quicker on the bow than the crossbow. Like you can see right here, right? For the crossbow, it takes that long, right? For the bow, it's just rapid fire, right? So it's very good in that way. And even for the archer's crossbow, see, the reload time is much slower than the bows. So for bow spamming, the bow can be very good and beneficial. Also, if you're running around and you don't have time to aim and stuff, the crossbow doesn't do that much damage. It might, maybe. Yeah, it does, but still. You aren't gonna perfectly stand still, are you? You're gonna be jumping around in a fight and and if you want to do it and you want it to be much easier and you want to get out a bunch of arrows, especially if you have something like static or critical strike, if you have a bunch of arrows coming out like that, you will technically do a lot more damage than you would with a crossbow. Plus, if an enemy is running at you and you just want to get that shot in before you start fighting with your sword, a bow is much better because you can just do it and then instantly switch to sword, right? And that's much quicker than having to go that and then doing that, alright? And so I'll show you. The arc of a bow is also very beneficial for bow spamming, right? So if you're jumping up and down like that, see? That hits it even though it's not perfectly there, you know? If I'm like that, it still goes. But with a crossbow, see? Realistically, I'm not hitting it like that. Or with a bow. Or with a tactical crossbow. It only works really with the bow, which makes it special to it. No? Because with the bow, you can just do that. You can see how quickly that stacks up, right? Also, you can bow spam while walking backwards, and that's very good, very efficient. You see that? That is very nice for bow spamming because that means you can constantly get those arrows out, and also it's gonna be very accurate because of that arc. The arc is the only reason we're hitting these many shots. If we're jumping like that, we should not be hitting those shots, but we are, which is why the bow is probably the best weapon for bow spamming. Alright? I'm gonna be honest. The bow is probably the best because of that attribute, which lets you do that. See? If we go like that, You can shoot out so many arrows, whereas with the crossbow, we don't have that kind of like idea where you can shoot it like while you're midair. So you're gonna miss a bunch of shots if you're like jumping around and you're like placing blocks and then you're jumping and then it's not gonna work that well, you know. But a bow, it's much better. It's much well suited for this kind of idea. So that is why the bow is probably the best weapon for bow spamming. I hope this installment taught you something, and yeah, see ya.